Over the last 10 years, the only thing you needed to generate leads was a free giveaway and a good offer. You could actually just use a sales funnel and something similar to post out to people, and then you'd be able to generate leads, make money, and you know the story. Now it's a bit more difficult because in 2024, your traffic, those people who might buy from you if they were on your subscriber list, are on social media. Ads are expensive, so the best option that you have is to focus on free traffic through social media. So today what I'm going to leave you with in this video is what I believe is the fastest method using free traffic from social media to generate leads that are highly targeted that you can sell to in order to make money. Now, first of all, what we're going to be doing to make this happen, and our first step is we're fishing for our audience. The best way to generate high quality leads is by posting high quality content that our audience has an interest in. And the way that the algorithm works these days over these different social networks is that the algorithm itself will go to work for you based on the content that you post to find people that would have an interest in that content. So the key here when you're first beginning is not to just think about lots like specific content and post it. It's actually to put as many ideas out there to fish for what's going to be interesting for your audience. Because the major thing in 2024, being social media, you want to test as many ideas as possible so you can find not what's interesting to you in your niche, but what is going to be interesting to your audience that's going to attract the largest amount of high quality leads as possible. And you're not going to know how to do that unless you start posting different content. So how do we post different content? What I do is I write out my ideas on a Google Doc. I just write down some random ideas that come to mind as I'm looking at what people are watching in my niche, as I'm creating and writing video content on a daily basis. I'm writing down the major points that kind of stand out that I think people might have an interest in. Then I'm putting those as titles on my videos. I'm creating short videos like this one that I'm doing here, and I'm posting that out to social media. Then I'm reviewing my statistics. I'm seeing what was interesting. I'm refining, I'm iterating my content, I'm changing my message based on what I can see my audience is most interested in, and I'm putting it out there as well. And what I'm finding from this very point is that I'm getting clear signals of what people are interested in and what people are not interested in. For example, my audience is not interested in live events. They're not at all interested in finding out about what events they could run or any information about that. They're highly interested, you're highly interested in funnels, in leads, in traffic. These are the major things that I'm seeing clear signals within my analytics that my audience, through the algorithm that's pushing it out, has an interest in that I've been covering. Now, as we're building our audience, the next thing that we're doing that's really important is we are giving our audience the next action that they can take to connect with us. Because that's what our audience wants at the end of the day. They don't want strategies, they don't want necessarily even the information. They're attracting to you because they know that you have something that they want, and they want to connect with you more to find out more about what that thing is. So the best way to do that is by giving them a method to connect with you. And the best way to give them a way to connect with you is not by saying, hey, connect with me on here, add me on WhatsApp. We don't have time for that. If we start getting hundreds of people coming through, we're not going to be able to connect with every single one of them through chat, although we may want to. What we have to do is we have to leverage our time. And the best way to leverage our time is create something that solves a problem for the most people in our audience that they're going to want, and then give it to them for free. This is something that's been going on for a long time, but Alex Hormozi has really popularized this idea in 2023. A lot of people I've seen doing this because it really works. I've been doing this as well. You'll see this on my videos. We have these things called lander posts where I can actually promote a free giveaway and have people opt in for that free giveaway into my community hub or my group. And then on the other side, I just deliver it to them. And the great thing about this is it's all automatic. It's all taken care of. It's like an opt-in page in that sense, without having to go all the effort and the time to create an opt-in page. You can find out more about that down below. So that's what I've been doing. I've been giving away a lot of stuff for free that has value to my audience that I've identified based on the signals I've been seeing that they want. And then the next thing you can do is you start to see people coming through. You start to see people coming into your list, your subscriber list, being generated as leads. And I've been seeing this just from doing these videos. I don't have a massive audience, but every single day people have been coming in. The next thing you're doing is creating something to sell. Now that sounds really daunting. If you haven't created something to sell before, you might be like, oh no, how am I going to do this? And it's actually really, really easy. People just overcomplicate it. Okay, so the first thing most people do when they think of, hey, I need to create something to sell, is that they will write down a big list of stuff that needs to be in this product. Usually they'll choose an information product because if we're in the information niche, it's just it's the easiest thing to do. You could obviously create a consulting product. That's easy as well because you just basically listen to what people want, then figure out whether you can deliver that or not to solve that problem. So consulting can be really easy. But the other way we can do this that most people get wrong is that most people just create a product and that'll be it. They'll create these videos and they'll create all this stuff and then they'll go out and try and sell that thing without really knowing if their audience wants it or not. And as I've said, you see me doing all these videos. You see all the different topics that I have. How can you know if you don't know who your audience is yet? You're using these videos to get signals. How can you guarantee that the product that you create in your mind that you think your audience wants right now is actually the product that they want? You're not going to know it. You're not going to know it unless you actually test out some ideas. You actually go and talk to people. You find out what they want. And the best way to do that is not creating a product from scratch based on your own thinking, because your own thinking, unfortunately, is probably going to be faulty when you do this for the first time, and the second, and the third, and the fourth. You're going to need to know from your audience what they actually want. And there's two ways you can do this. I'm going to identify this and make this super easy for you. The first one is by talking to your audience, using a software like Calendly, or you can use Community, obviously. We have Calendly features that do the same thing inside of Community. So you can book calls, one-on-one calls, and then you're finding out, you're talking through these conversations with your audience. And all you're doing is you are running a 30-minute session with them. You're talking to them, you ask them questions about, hey, what are they struggling with in their business? What are their goals? What do they want? And you're finding out more about them. And the more people that you talk to like this, the more you're going to find out more about them. You write notes about it and you look for patterns. Okay, that's the first way you can do it. I'll go into that more later, but I'm not covering that today. What I want to cover today is the fastest and easiest way of doing this in 2024. So that's what I'm going to give you. What you need to do is create a place like a group or a community hub, which you can see down below more about, where you can unite your followers. And this is uniting them into a community environment. We want to unite them into a community environment. Now, why do we want to do that? First of all, they're on social media and they want to connect more with you. We've established that that's the motivation behind why people buy in the first place. It's often not because of the strategies when it comes to buying over social media or the information or the problem they're necessarily going to solve. The primary thing for people is to connect more with you because they have a connection with you. They're not going to look at some other random person who they don't have a connection with to try and solve their problems if they already know that you have the potential to do that. They like your videos, they watch your content, they feel like you have something to offer them. They're going to look for you primarily and they want to connect more with you and they want to find out whether you can genuinely help them. And so what they're going to do is they're going to want to connect with you more and unite them in a community where you can post private information, you can kind of fish for information, you can publish within this community lessons. So you just put out lessons of different content, see what feedback you get. You can see what problems people are experiencing. You can engage in chat conversations with them and find out more about them. And then what you want to do is instead of releasing your product as a course, which is at the beginning, it's like writing a book to release information for the first time. It's better to just create a YouTube channel, release the information there, see if people have an interest in it, than creating a book and selling that book, because you're not going to know if people actually want that book. What you're going to want to do in the hub itself is you just want to charge for it. That's all you need to do to create a product. You just charge for access to your private posts and to your community. You don't need to charge much, and you want to then start selling that, okay? And as it gets more valuable, as you find out more about what your audience wants, as you get more connected and you get more in sync with their needs and wants, start to increase that price. For me, I've got a program called Crowd Conversion, which I started. Crowd Conversion originally was a free product. I just said, hey, I've got these people that I've identified are a good fit for this. I delivered it through live webinars for free. And these were just my ideas. I was just spilling out ideas, just like I do with these videos, just spilling out ideas with a little bit of a framework to work off. I got feedback. I found out that those initial ideas I had were wrong. My initial ideas were wrong. I was trying to help people with creating a product, with selling a product, with then going out there and releasing a product and then getting traffic. But really all that people wanted was traffic. That's the thing that everyone was unsure about. No one knew what to do to get traffic. everyone thought that they knew how to create a product, so they weren't that interested in that. So I was just like, well, this is all written wrong. I removed entirely the training. I think I kept one module out of 7. And I just used that one module and I expanded it out to 7. So it was more of a traffic related program. And then suddenly people really wanted that. I was able to start selling it. It sells now for $49 per month, or it's got I believe it's a $497 per year annual fee. We have people signing up for that. People that have been paying now for a few months to be part of Crowd Conversion. It's a good program. And they have access to me. They can ask me questions. And over time, as I get more members, and I get clearer on what people want and I start to get results coming through, I'm just going to start bumping up the price even more. So that's how you can go and do this. And this is a good way to start. Now I want to go into the next step, which is really about kind of, you want to make sure you get results. So if you've got a product that isn't getting results, it's not really a product. It's something you're selling. But if you're not seeing people actually take it and get results with it, you don't know if it's working or not. That's one of the reasons you don't create courses first. You actually create the course last when you're really like super familiar with your audience. Because when you're super familiar with the audience, you know what they need, you know what you can provide them that's going to give them value to get the result that they want, and then you're delivering that. Until you can guarantee that result, you are finding out more about them. You're running calls with people. You're doing live events like live calls, meetings, answering questions, finding out more. And then at the end, the last stage, once you're really familiar, is to create that course, which hopefully gets results. Now, once you've started to get results, then what you want to do is to go and publish those results over social media. You want to talk about the content. You want to talk about how you're helping your clients. You want to talk about the information you have within this membership. You want to talk about the different things you're doing, because the more you talk about your clients, the more you talk about your clients' results, the more effective it's going to be at getting people interested in that. And then you can start to pre-sell that over social media where you're mentioning it. You're just mentioning it. You don't need to, it's not a hard sell you need. You're just every now and then mentioning it. And people will actually start to buy it in their head. So they'll know that that's what they actually want and they'll go looking for that information. That's when you can start selling it more and scaling more as well. Now, you just want to repeat the process. Make your product better. You don't need to release a new product. Just make your product better. And repeat this process of going out over social media and publishing results people are getting. Interview people from your program over social media to share about the success they're having. That'll get more people's attention. That'll grow your list. And again, it'll help get more people in there that will actually take the program and get results as well. Because the other thing about results is when you're talking about them, they build belief within the people that are buying your program. If they can't see those results being produced by it, they're not going to have that deep belief inside that they could do this as well. If you're publishing the results, you're sharing about the success people are having, people that buy it will feel inside like they have a real shot at this. Hey, if that person can do it, why can't I do it? That's what they're going to be thinking, and that's what you want to promote as well. So what I've put forward here is a rough idea of how you can, in 2024, build a bigger list. And the best way that you're going to build a bigger list and have more success in 2024 is by providing more value, getting more results, and going out there and being a product creator. That's the best way you're going to get results. Now, sure, you can make money being an affiliate, but if you don't have your own product, people aren't going to have that strong connect or desire to connect with you. It's not until you have a product out there, your information, your own ideas out there, that people are going to have a desire to connect with you and also feel like you are someone that can get them results. So there's a couple of really important things that I have highlighted here that you should really take into consideration as you go out in 2024. Obviously, a lot of it's quite difficult to do, but that's partly why I've got this community software to make that part of it a whole lot easier. And if you've enjoyed this information, subscribe, because all the videos that I'm doing is giving you value, helping you to get there faster, to make it more easier for you to do what you need to do, to make it easier to do what you want to do, and also to help to give you a place where you can go to ask questions about this. If you want to ask me a question, feel free to comment below or go into my community hub, the group that's associated with the training I've been doing, and ask me a question. Open a chat message. Feel free to reach out to me. If you want to connect, I'm more than willing to do so. And I would love to be able to find out more about how I can help you in your business, because as you can see, I'm following this process that I've gone through in this video today for my own business, and it's been extremely beneficial just mapping it out. And also just working through these steps, and you'll also be able to do that. But if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. It helps me as well to get more clear on what you want and what I can create in the future to help you with that. All right, talk soon. See you later.